Hello students, here we are once again with JPIC Digital Study. Students, today we will read about the first chapter of prose, The Portrait of a Lady, written by Khushwant Singh. Khushwant Singh was a well-known Indian writer. He was also a journalist and a lawyer. He was born on 2nd February 1915 and was died on 20th March 2014. He began his writing work in 1956 and wrote a very well-known novel, Train to Pakistan. It was the best novel of his writing. In this very lesson, he described about the lady who is his own grandmother. Dear students, he describes the conditions of his grandmother as he sees her from his childhood till his young age. Dear children, he described his position betterly and shows how she looks like. So, with the help of our textbook, we are going to learn about the lesson, the portrait of a lady. Now see your textbook and listen carefully. My grandmother, like everybody's grandmother, was an old woman. She had been old and wrinkled for the 20 years that I had known her. People said that she had once been young and pretty and had even had a husband, but that was hard to believe. My grandfather's portrait hung above the mantelpiece in the drawing room. He wore a big turban and loose-fitting clothes. His long white beard covered the best part of his chest, and he looked at least 100 years old. He did not look the sort of person who would have a wife or children. He looked as if he could only have lots and lots of grandchildren. As for my grandmother being young and pretty, the thought was almost revolting. She often told us of the games she used to play as a child. That seemed quite absurd and undignified on her part, and we treated it like the fables of the prophets she used to tell us. In this passage, the writer says about her grandmother that somebody says that she was very beautiful in her young age. But the writer says that it was revolting. राइटर कहता है कि यह तो बिल्कुल विपरीत दिखाई पड़ता है उनके स्वभाव से, उनके चेहरे से, कि वह ऐसी रही होंगी, कि वह सुंदर रही होंगी जैसा कि लोग कहते थे. और उनके दादाजी के बारे में he says that he saw the photograph of his grandfather was hung over a mantelpiece, means अंगीठी के ऊपर ही दीवार पर टंगे हुए वह अपने दादाजी के चित्र को देखता है, जिसमें बताया गया कि उनकी दाढ़ी बहुत लंबी थी और उनके चेस्ट तक फैली हुई थी. और उसको देख करके ऐसा नहीं लगता था कि उनकी पत्नी भी रही होंगी, यह तो उनके पोते और पोतियों की उम्र थी. She had always been short and fat and slightly bent. Her face was a crisscross of wrinkles running from everywhere to everywhere. We were certain she had always been as we had known her. Old, so terribly old that she could not have grown older, and had stayed at the same age for 20 years. She could never have been pretty, but she was always beautiful. She hobbled about the house in spotless white, with one hand resting on her waist to her valance, her stoop, and her other telling the beats of her rosary. Her silver locks were scattered untidily over her pale, puckered face, and her lips constantly moved in inaudible prayer. Yes, she was beautiful. She was like the winter landscape in the mountains. expanse of pure white serenity, breathing peace and contentment. In this very passage, the writer described the physical body of his grandmother. He tells that she was too old. She was as old that she could not be more old than that. राइटर कहता है कि वह इतनी बूढ़ी हो चुकी थी कि और अधिक बूढ़ी उनके होने की संभावना को नहीं दिखाया जा सकता था. मीन्स वह बहुत अधिक बूढ़ी थी. उनका चेहरा झुर्रियों वाला था. एंड ऑलवेज शी वाज प्रेइंग. हमेशा वह प्रेयर करती रहती थी. हमेशा माला अपने हाथ में जपते हुए कुछ न कुछ मंत्र बुदबुदाती रहती थी. एंड ऑल्सो ही सेज दैट शी पुट हिज हैंड बिसाइड बैक टू हर वेस्ट. वो अपनी पीठ के पीछे कमर पर अपना हाथ रखे हुए अपनी बॉडी को टेढ़ा करके, यानी वो कुबड़ी थी और झुके हुए चलती थी और अपना बैलेंस बनाने के लिए अपनी पीठ के पीछे अपने हाथों को लगा कर रखती थी. उनके बाल चांदी की तरह सफेद थे, जो कि उनके पीले चेहरे पर, जो कि कभी सुंदर रहा होगा, उस चेहरे पर फैले हुए थे. My grandmother and I were good friends. My parents left me with her when they went to live in the city, and we were constantly together. She used to wake up in the morning and get me ready for school. She said her morning prayer in a monotonous sing-song while she bathed and dressed me, in the hope that I would listen and get to know it my heart. I listened because I loved her voice, but never bothered to learn it. Then she would fetch my wooden slate, which she had already washed and plastered with yellow chalk, a teeny earthen ink pot and red pen, tie them all in a bundle and hand it to me. After a breakfast of a thick scale chapati with a little butter and sugar spread on it, we went to school. She carried several stale chapatis with her for the village dogs. In this passage, the writer describes that her grandmother prepare him for the school. She awakened him in the early morning and also dressed her to send him to school. She also went him with school, and so he goes because beside the school there was a temple and she loves praying. She goes to prayer and bring the writer with him, and with him she gives him the stale chapatis with the butter. इस पैराग्राफ में राइटर कहता है कि उसकी दादी उसको सुबह जल्दी जगाया करती थी, क्योंकि बचपन में ही उनके माता पिता उनको दादी के पास छोड़ करके शहर में बसने के लिए चले गए थे. दादी प्रतिदिन उनके साथ स्कूल भी जाती थी, क्योंकि राइटर का स्कूल मंदिर के बगल था और दादी को प्रार्थना करना पसंद था. दादी भोजन में उसके लिए बासी रोटियों में घी लगाकर रखती थी और कुछ बासी रोटियां कुत्तों को खिलाने के लिए अपने साथ लेकर जाया करती थी. वह पहले से ही राइटर के बैग को और उनकी स्लेट को व्यवस्थित रखती थी और उन्हें दवा और सरकंडे की जो कलम होती थी उसको वह दिया करती थी. My grandmother always went to school with me because the school was attached to the temple. The priest taught us the alphabet and the morning prayer, while the children sat in rows on either side of the veranda, singing the alphabet or the prayer in a chorus. My grandmother sat inside reading the scriptures. When we had both finished, we would walk back together. This time the village dogs would meet us at the temple door. They followed us to our home, growling and fighting with each other for the chapatis we threw to them. The grandmother went to the school with the writer because there was a temple. Both do their work, as the grandmother prayed in the temple and the writer learned in the school. At the returning time, the grandmother put the bread against the dogs and they were fighting to eat it, and also followed them to the house. The rider did not see what the grandmother sings, but the voice of grandmother was so pretty that the writer hear it very carefully. इस पैराग्राफ में राइटर कहता है कि दादी उसके साथ स्कूल तो जाया करती थी और साथ ही साथ कुछ गुनगुनाया करती थी, यह सोचते हुए कि राइटर को वह चीज़ें याद हो जाएंगी, लेकिन राइटर को वह चीज़ें याद तो नहीं होती थी, लेकिन दादी का स्वर इतना मीठा था कि राइटर उसे बड़े ध्यान से सुना करता था। विद्यालय में जब उसका अपना कार्य समाप्त हो जाता था, साथ ही दादी अपनी प्रेयर को कंप्लीट कर चुकी होती हैं, तो दोनों साथ साथ घर को वापस आते हैं और रास्ते में लौटते समय अपने साथ में लाई हुई रोटियों को दादी कुत्तों के सामने डालती हैं, जिसको वे एक दूसरे पर गुर्राते हुए खाते हैं और उनके पीछे पीछे घर को आते हैं। When my parents were comfortably settled in the city, they sent for us. That was a turning point. My grandmother no longer came to school with me. I used to go to an English school in a motor bus. There were no dogs in the streets, and she took to feeding sparrows in the courtyard of our city house. When the parents of the writer were settled in the city, they called them to the city, but there the writers went to school, which was an English school, and he went in a bus, so the grandmother could not go there.